Hello YouTube, welcome to the final installment of Comic Rescue with the Master Comics. I put the book back together and I just want to say, as the thumbnail indicates, this book changed from a book that I was trying to conserve to a test subject. And I'll tell you the reason why. The reason why is this book was failed from the beginning. As soon as I took the tape off, I knew it was going to be a hard sell. And it doesn't look good. I know it doesn't look good. And I am considering this a failed conservation project. But in order to learn, I used this book as a test subject and an experiment, because the book was completely brittle. And what happened was, if you touched the book the wrong way, the cover would fall apart. So I wanted to test certain baths that I use and chemicals and things to try to make the cover less brittle. So this is a test subject. This is a failure, but I used it as a successful stepping stone in order to do future projects. I had to test a few different pulps. I tested a few ways to put the pulp on, different methods. I tested the actual spine bending, which worked out quite well. Another issue is that my steel plates, the wide ones, if you followed me and bought them, be careful, because if any moisture develops on it, what happens is rust transferred over to the book, as you can see here, because I was pressing it, and before I pressed it, I put methyl cellulose on the book and it transferred. And I'm glad this is something that I learned. And what I need to do with the steel plates is I'm going to clear coat them with high temperature clear. So this is a conserved book that I am proud of. This Captain Marvel Adventures number 11, I learned a lot, and I wanted to tweak some of my methods for this book, which I did to practice on. So this is a practice book. It does not look good, I know it. Also, I wanted to test out a few theories on this book, because this is going to be the next book that I am going to work on in the near future. Now, I want to try to get this book out of the purple grade, and I want to try to make it a conserved grade. I think I can do it. So this is going to be the next journey, trying to transform the Hulk 181 into a Blue Label conserved grade, and we're going to see if we can raise that 0.5 up a little bit. So thank you for joining me. I know it is not the best looking book, but it is a learning experience, because there was a lot of things I learned. I actually took notes and data, and I actually saved some methods and modified some methods in anticipation of doing the Hulk 181. So guess what, guys? Stay tuned, because I'm going to make an announcement within the next few days regarding my next subscriber giveaway. And I am going to give away this book in addition to another book on my next giveaway, with the understanding that the winner of this book is getting a test comic. They're getting a comic that I worked on that was not done to the high standards that I usually do books, because I had to experiment and I had to use different methods, different pulps I used, different types. Even the centerfold came loose, and it's fine, because this book I would never submit to CGC. It was done just to test different methods for future conservation jobs. Remember, you have to practice on books. This was a very inexpensive book. It was an extremely brittle book, so I'm okay with what happened. And I try to be transparent with my workings on books. If it's a failure, if it could have been done better. This could have been done better, but I didn't do better for lack of repeating, because I wanted to do different tests on this book. Another thing to learn is, in the future, if there is a brittle book like this guy, I wouldn't do the conservation work at all, because if you touch pages and they flake apart, like this piece just flaked apart, this whole top left flaked apart, and this was not a good candidate for conservation. I should have left it and left it in the Mylar. But now, at a minimum, at least you can take this book, and if you wanted to, you can read it without fear of it falling apart. But it's ugly and it doesn't look nice, and we know that. But I hope that someone will enjoy owning this book as one of my prototypes, and good luck, everyone. Look out for the next upload, because that's when I'm going to announce the subscriber giveaway, and you're going to have to comment if you want a chance to win this book. So thanks for sticking with me with this series, and stay tuned for the next one. Take care, YouTube.